This video will be dealing with some of the advantages and disadvantages to using fossil fuels. The first fossil fuel we're going to look at is coal. Coal has quite a few advantages and quite a few disadvantages. First thing we'll look at are the advantages of using coal as a source of energy. First of all, coal is relatively cheap. Compared to some of the energy resources we will look at later on, coal isn't that expensive. Currently, there is lots of coal. We've got lots of it, and it produces lots and lots of energy. Each little piece of coal packs a lot of energy inside of it. Some of the disadvantages of coal, first of all, it's non-renewable, which means although there is a pretty good supply of it, eventually it is going to run out in our lifetimes. And also, probably the second most important thing to think about with coal is that it produces lots of pollution. The next fossil fuel we'll look at is petroleum, also referred to as oil. As it turns out, it actually has some of the very similar advantages and disadvantages to that of coal. Advantages are it's relatively cheap, although prices are going up. There's lots of it, which again will end. And it produces lots of energy. Disadvantages, again, are the same. It's non-renewable, and it produces a lot of pollution. And last but not least, natural gas, which, again, is going to have some very similar advantages and disadvantages. First of all, it's relatively cheap. There's lots of it. It produces lots of energy. Disadvantages, non-renewable, produces pollution. I think you're starting to see a trend here with these fossil fuels. So, when fossil fuels are burned, they will put a lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which can have a very profound effect on our environment, specifically on the temperatures of our planet. This diagram should help to represent the ideas behind what the greenhouse effect is. So in this diagram, you'll see that here is the Earth. We will consider this to be the sun up here. And this dashed line here will represent the outside edges of our atmosphere. Now, inside of our atmosphere, there are many gases, nitrogen, oxygen, but one of the ones that we're going to look at right now is carbon dioxide, CO2. So we're going to go ahead and add a couple more carbon dioxides in here, representing the current amount of carbon dioxide that we have in our atmosphere. Now, of course, there are more than 4 of them, but we're just going to use this as a representation. So the sun produces lots of energy, and it sends that energy to the Earth in the form of radiation. So we have this radiation traveling to the Earth, entering into our atmosphere. Lots of radiation traveling into our atmosphere, and some of that radiation will actually bounce back out. So not all of it will stay, some will bounce back out, but this carbon dioxide is going to help to hold in the heat energy from the sun. So carbon dioxide acts as kind of like a blanket around the heat, holding it close to the Earth and keeping us warm. And this is great. The greenhouse effect is wonderful. It's what allows our planet to support life. If our planet was any colder, it wouldn't be here. If it was any hotter, we probably wouldn't be here either. So it works out very nicely. And this is the greenhouse effect, the idea that these gases, what we call greenhouse gases, trap in heat from the sun. Taking a look at that same diagram that we used for the greenhouse effect, we can also explain the idea behind global warming. Global warming is the increase in the average global temperature. So it's not an increase in just one location. We're saying if we took an average of everywhere around the planet, added up all the different temperatures, and took an average, that number is going up. What global warming is that when we burn fossil fuels, we increase the amount of CO2 in our atmosphere. The more CO2 that you have in the atmosphere, the more heat that is going to be trapped in from the sun. If you trap in more heat, the surface of the planet will start to warm up. And we can represent that warming with this. So the idea behind global warming is that by increasing the number or the amount or percentage of greenhouse gases, we end up trapping in too much heat and increasing average global temperature.